close to each other.
I can give you a very short list. These are like just the easiest generic little things that literally make it so stress-free. Okay, and I've taught it before. It's in several videos. It's in just about every discussion we've had in spaces, whether it be here or when I was doing spaces on an individual basis. You want to look at, obviously, and if you don't write this stuff down, you're literally wasting your time here. Okay, just look at the marker if you're driving, just see what time it is, and then come back to this minute marker and then listen to it and write it down. Okay, you want to know what the previous month high and low is. You want to know what the previous week high and low is. You want to know what the highest high and the lowest low in the last 3 days. Why 3 days? Because that's how a swing low forms, or a swing high. You want to know what yesterday's high and low was and what its midpoint is. Okay, so that would be like the middle of the range. So if we're bearish, we don't want to be seeing any movement above that midpoint once it breaks lower. So it's going to stay in the lower half of that range if we're really bearish. Same thing when you're bullish. Okay, so these are very key generic places you're going to look for PD arrays, inefficiencies, or short-term highs and lows that are going to be session highs and lows. What's a session high and low? What's the highest high and the lowest low for the London session? Between 2 o'clock in the morning and 5 a.m. Eastern time. Very simple, okay? Inside of these sessions, like London, like Asia, like AM New York, like PM New York, the entirety of the 2-hour lunch window from 11:30 to 1:30 Eastern time, that entire range, you want to know what the highest high and lowest low is there. Once you know what those highs and lows are for the session or during the lunch period, then inside of those sessions, you also want to look for where there's individual highs that are relatively equal or relatively equal lows, or singular highs that had a lot of momentum or animation away from it. Because it doesn't always equate to we look for relative equal highs or relative equal lows. And that's the only thing we do. It's the easiest thing to teach a new trader. But once you understand liquidity and you understand bias and where you're at, you don't need it to be a relative equal. It could be just a single high that had lots of animation where the market moved aggressively away from it, higher or lower. That's a key high or low. That's a very simple little idea list of where you're going to find anchor points. The PD arrays that form in the context of that, like a fair value gap or a breaker, you want to, when you're bearish, you want to use the lowest point of reference because you're not demanding that it goes higher up. We're not looking for it the same way we grade the sensitivity of, say for instance, I feel inclined to say this part, and I may be confusing you because you might be up to speed with what I said and think, oh, this is easy, but just allow me to say it. So I know there's somebody listening, they're like, okay, but would we do the same thing like we did when we're looking at the market that's bearish? And we have a sell side and balance, buy side and efficiency, and the market goes up and then leaves it aggressively lower. You know how I teach that if we're bearish, we don't want to see a body left in the upper half now because we want to see premium sensitivity. That means the bodies can't get up in the upper half now, and it either touches the low, works some way in the lower half, then works lower. We're not applying that concept to determining our anchor points. We're looking for the lowest threshold when market price is below, and we are looking for something above us to anchor, to draw down to a draw for liquidity that's either sell side on relative equal lows or singular low. You're looking for the easiest anchor point that's above you, whatever that PD array is, or the actual high or low, or in this case, it'd be the low of a session, a daily low, a weekly low, the low in the last 3 days, that type of thing. So you're not looking for it to stay in a specific range of that. It's a finite position in price, just like I anchored with that specific SIBI to do what I was doing the other day and actually executed on it. So it's not like just a theory I'm just trying to push on you. It's something I actually use. So that list of things, if you just look at that and you look for liquidity around those very specific generic times and conceptual ideas and do nothing else but that, I promise you, if you stick to that, you will be consistently able to find the next price runs and you'll never run out of setups. It'll never hide from you.
The chain of custody is mapping an unrealized range. That's what we are learning. Everyone, pretty please understand